What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the best solo builds to defeat the upcoming 7-star Terrifier Hisuian Typhlosion for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In this video, I'll give you full guides for physical attackers and special attackers so you can defeat this Pokemon offline without having to have Nintendo Online or anything like that. Of course, guys, like this type of content, enjoy these guides. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. Now, let's dive in with a very quick overview over Hisuian Typhlosion. So one is going to be Terrifier, so you only have to worry about Pokemon that probably deal either water type damage, ground type, or rock type damage. There's sometimes a few exceptions there, but you want to do stab super effective moves in general here. The ability is going to be Frisk, which does not matter. It's a hidden ability that's like very irrelevant for the most part. And the only real good stats on this thing is a special attack with base 119. So you want to have some good special defense and some high HP going into this so you can take these types of attack. Its defenses overall are very low and pitiful, so we don't really care about that too much. It is relatively fast, so it will outspeed most Pokemon in the meta right now too. So keep that in mind, but it doesn't have a very good move pool, so I'm not too concerned with this thing's damage output. The scariest thing we'll have is probably Eruption. It's going to be a fire type move, which is going to do more damage based on how much HP it has. And Infernal Parade is its signature move, which is a ghost type move that has a 30% chance of burning you. If you are burned when you get hit by this, it will be doing 120 damage. So if you can be immune to ghost or resist ghost and be immune to fire or resist fire, that's going to be the big two things you want in this. Now, looking at the coverage moves, Sentry is not really scary. Solar Beam can be scary against water types, but because Weather Wars, you could easily put up like a Rain Dance and like prevent Sunny Day from doing, you know, a lot of boosted fire type damage and also boosting turns of Solar Beam. And then Focus Blast is pretty scary if you are running like a rock type Pokemon, you know, or like a rock dark like Tyranitar. However, Focus Blast can miss a lot easily, so not too worried about that in general. Now, the big setup moves, I think Will-O-Wisp is a guaranteed lock-in. Is going to burn us a lot. Try to get that Infernal Parade damage going in. Sunny Day to further boost the damage of Eruption, maybe Lava Plume, Flamethrower, whatever it may have. And then its only real setup move is going to be Calm Mind. So Calm Mind is something we're going to have to look out for. Luckily, it has no nasty plot, and I'm not expecting any physical moves on it. Now for our solo builds, we're going to start with our physical attackers. And I'm a big fan of my first solo build because Snorlax, one that we got from Ogre Alston, the crafty mark, is gonna finally be highlighted in a video here. So let's start off with the Snorlax, and we're gonna go with Shell Bell on the Snorlax. And the reason why Snorlax is actually so good is one is a normal type, meaning you are immune to fire, so you don't have to worry about Infernal Parade or Shadow Ball or anything like that. But it also has the ability Thick Fat. Now, Thick Fat will allow you to resist fire and ice type moves, so you have one immunity and one resist against the both stabs of this Typhlosion, making Snorlax an absolute beast. Snorlax also has an incredibly high special defense. I put 0 investment in that special defense, and 257 is already huge. I went max HP, max attack, adamant nature, and that HP stat is massive. That attack stat is definitely very respectable too, and Snorlax is going to be an absolute beast here. And another reason why I like Snorlax is because, yeah, we're probably going to get burned, but that's okay because we have Facade. And Facade deals double damage when you are a status, so paralyzed, burned, or poisoned. So if we get hit by a Will-O-Wisp, which we are counting on, this Facade is now going to be doing 140 damage, and we don't really care about getting burned. It's only 6% of your max life overall. That's going to be pretty much fine in general. Now, another thing I love about this Snorlax is it does have Belly Drum. And this is why having max HP is very important, because Belly Drum always takes away 50% of your HP. So you want to have a bigger HP pool so you can just take better hits in general. So Belly Drum is absolutely phenomenal. It's going to cut your HP in half, give you max attack, so +6. So if things go well, like ideally, you know, maybe like turn 1, you hit that Belly Drum and maybe go for like Will-O-Wisp. And now it's like, okay, now your max attack and your Facade is going to be boosted at 140, and now you can start pummeling away. So turn 2, hit with that Facade, get all that HP back from a Shell Bell, and you're good to go. Now, for some other decent moves to put on this Snorlax is, depending how the raid will go, Screech on turn 1 could be absolutely phenomenal, because it could be like, oh, Screech on turn 1, and then in between turn 1 and turn 2, the Typhlosion could remove our stat buffs. So Screech on turn 1, then he's at -2 if you hit, then you know, go for a Belly Drum the next turn and all that good stuff. Amnesia is also great because if it does start setting up Calm Minds, you can increase your special defense stat a couple of times. So you can really ignore those Calm Mind boosts. So I wouldn't be really afraid of this thing whatsoever. And even though Facade is not super effective, you know, stab boosted with Tera normal, it's going to do a crap ton of damage. And Typhlosion has low defense, low HP. So Snorlax is going to be an absolute beast here. I highly recommend it for sure. Now for our next physical attacker, Ursaluna is very similar to Snorlax in this way, but it is a ground type, so we can do stab, super effective damage, especially with that ground Tera into this, and we're going to have Shell Bell. Now, Ursaluna does have a higher attack stat, lower special defense stat, and HP stat to the Snorlax, but we are going to be doing a lot more damage, so we're max HP, max attack, adamant nature, but our ability is Guts. So instead of having a resist to fire like Snorlax does with Thick Fat, when we get hit by a burn, Guts is actually going to give us an attack boost instead. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Now, our general bulk isn't as good, but our damage is a lot higher, and we also do sport Belly Drum. So Belly Drum will cut our attack in, or cut our HP in half, boost our attack to match +6, and then we get burned. You know, it's like, okay, we don't have Facade, but because we have Guts, it doesn't matter. All of our attacks are going to get further boosted. Our main damaging move is going to be Headlong Rush, but it does lower our special defense and our defense by 1 stage. So it's going to like not make it as survivable. So I actually would recommend using Earthquake over Headlong Rush, but I would actually have both. Earthquake is more like your just general damage sustain, but you're trying to get that 1-2 KO punch on this Typhlosion. Headlong Rush is definitely going to be the better move. You know, it does more damage, which is definitely going to multiply better into the numbers. But of course, like I said, you're going to lose a 1 stage on your defensive stats. Now for the last move, Ursaluna doesn't really have a good thing, but you know, if it's, let's say, you know, turn in between turn 1 and turn 2, like the Hisuian Typhlosion, it removes all our stat buffs. So turn 1, ideally, you'll probably just go for a Leer, and then you can go for the Belly Drum. Then you can get your HP back by using a Headlong Rush or Earthquake with that Shell Bell on, and you'll be good to go. Now for our special attackers, and we have 2 special attackers I want to highlight here. The first one's going to be Arceus. Tera Water with Splash Plate is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Max HP, max special attack, modest nature. And, you know, Arceus has base 120 across the board, so we have phenomenal bulk. And I think this is going to be a very easy solo Arceus in general. So with Arceus, we have Calm Mind, increase our special attack and special defense stat in general. We're not going to do too much Calm Mind boosting, but it's going to be really helpful to do it maybe like once or twice. Especially if the Typhlosion Calm Minds, you want to Calm Mind, probably perk the Typhlosion Calm Mind. Judgment's going to be a water damaging move. You know, stab, super effective water damaging move. It's going to do a lot, honestly. Yeah, you know, Typhlosion has a little bit higher special defense, but it's still not that great in general. Nothing too respectable. We also have Acid Spray, so we can lower that special defense stat through shields as well. So ideally, you probably want to start the raid with 3 of these. And then up to you if you want to do a Calm Mind and then start spamming Judgment, or up to you on that. And then we have Recover, so we don't have to waste healing cheers or anything like that. We can actually just use Recover and save our cheers for either a defense cheer or an attack cheer when we feel like it's necessary. But yeah, Arceus is once again going to make another very easy solo. I have a prediction this is going to help for a lot of the upcoming 7 stars in general, so definitely recommend getting an Arceus. Now, the last Pokemon I recommend for the solo is going to be Manaphy. Manaphy with the Tera Water and the Shell Bell. Max HP, max special attack with that modest nature. Now, you may be looking, comparing the two. You know, Manaphy, 50 less, you know, than the Arceus because it's only base 100 across the board. So why would you use this over the Arceus? Well, one, it does have hydration. So if you do want to run Rain Dance on this thing, definitely can. And it'll remove all status effects at the end of the turn. You don't have to worry about getting burned. You'll lower the damage of fire type moves coming in, and you'll further boost the damage of water type moves. So Rain Dance can definitely fit into this as well, but I want to show you some other tech first. So one, Tail Glow is better than Nasty Plot. Essentially, you'll be 1 turn ahead of any Nasty Plot users out here. So you'll be, by turn 3, you'll be at +6 and ready to go. So this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Our best damaging water move is going to be Surf. Hydro Pump is 80% accurate, and I don't want to miss, especially in the solo. So I like my consistent damage, so Surf 90 is good enough for me. That's going to do stab, super effective damage. We can also use Fake Tears to lower that special defense. Doesn't work through shields, but it's at least a nice option, and it's a -2 special defense. So you may want to start the raid by doing like 2 or 3 of these, maybe popping up some Tail Glows, and then start hitting that Surf. And then lastly, we do have Take Heart. So if you don't want to put Rain Dance, you can put Take Heart. Take Heart is essentially Calm Mind, but it also makes it so we can recover all our status conditions. So if we got burned, we'll remove the burn and also give us +1 special attack and +1 special defense. So I think Mana Fee is going to be incredibly good as well. Maybe doesn't pack as hard as a punch as Arceus, but it does have the same amount of tools and some better tools in general too. Well, there we have it, guys. Those are all the solo builds I would recommend for this upcoming 7-star Hisuian Typhlosion raid. Let me know in the comment section below what other solo builds you would want to use for this raid, and I'll catch you guys for the live raid this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Definitely be there. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a great one.